And I'm live, and I'm waiting for at least one of my guests to come in. She said she'd be about 10 minutes, but until then, rather than go solo, I dragged this bitch into my live stream to help me talk about a couple topics I found. So, Steve Kenobi, if you don't want them to find your channel, you don't have to plug your channel. 'Cause I didn't put it into the description, but let them know where, if they wanted to find you, where they could.
Yeah, just a tiny channel on YouTube and the few videos help me. And other than that, I'm call the police, please. Um, Pop in on panels just to talk to people.
That's
Happy to
going.
be here.
I mean, I was supposed to be on Mary's live stream last night, and every time I tried coming in, you all sounded robotic. I don't know what was going on. So I jumped on another live stream to test it, and it was working fine. But I tried to go back, and it wouldn't work. So I don't know what it was about Mary's live stream, but hopefully I can be on her shenanigans stream again at some point in the
Yeah,
near future.
that was a fun shenanigans.
I was actually kind of looking forward to playing the improv role I was supposed to do because it's kind of not totally out of character, but it's not something that I would have been used to anyway. So I was wondering, thinking, well, that could be fun to play because I was supposed to play a crazy woman who's upset that her neighbor, that a guy that I think is a pervert, won't take the underwear I leave on the porch or throws away the pictures I put in his mailbox. So I'm like, oh, okay.
So he's not the pervert you always wanted as a neighbor.
Yeah, he wasn't the pervert I was hoping for. So I was supposed to be confronting him in the improv skit, and my internet hated me last night. But anyway, you're here now, and I'm gonna
Speaking of next door perverts, here's Kenobi.
yeah, here it is. So I'm gonna kind of go through down the cast, see who is here. I'm not expecting a lot of people to show up because it kind of is last minute. I won't, sort of wasn't exactly wanting to do today or planning to do today, but I was like, you know what? I might as well talk about these topics rather than wait until Tuesday to put out another video. So you are on the panel now, technically. So I'm don't count the fandom menace first of. Well, he is the first in our hearts and minds of the people. So he is the Norwegian Jedi, and you gotta make sure you say Norwegian. Norwegian Viking.
Never say sweet.
Telling me to start and go solo, yes, and obviously I did start. And thank you for tweeting this. I saw the notification, Lethal, so thank you. Next time Lethal Lightning comes on, his screen should be upside down. Well, yeah, he should. And It's a Trap production is here. Thank you. It's a Trap. I would love to have the chance to watch more of your live streams, especially when you play Swoter. And schoolwork has taken a lot of my time, but hopefully they'll start winding down now that I'm more into the swing of what is expected for my classes. But yeah, so right now, driving wrong side again, Lethal. Okay, yep. So I found articles, and one of them is about the Justice League movie. And apparently there was a contest for a Snyder Cut poster, because I don't know where you stand on the whole Snyder Cut movement. I am for it, primarily because I want to compare it to the Justice League film that we got as a result of him leaving.
I know Lethal and Ryan and you are very much for the Snyder Cut.
Yes.
And you guys are way bigger DC fans than I am. So I'm gonna let you guys guide me because you know more.
But and I'll ask my other guest this when she pops in. But I'm going to share my screen real fast.
It wouldn't hurt though to just release a Snyder Cut.
Well, it wouldn't. No,
they can only gain from it.
Yeah, I don't know why they don't. And this is the article I found last night, Justice League, what the Snyder Cut's additional photography tease means. So whether you are for or against the Snyder Cut, I mean, the implication is that, possibly that you would have additional photography. Because down here, And I think, like, it's kind of a big implication because Ben Affleck has basically said he has no desire to come back. But when the prize is the slate used on the set of Justice League, which also features a message from Snyder that the winner will be granted entry to any additional photography on the film. In the unlikely and purely speculative event that such photography is needed, meaning if they need to actually finish the filming because he didn't quite finish it when he left, and when Joss Whedon came on board, so that could mean Ben Affleck could come back to play Batman, as well. Bringing Henry Cavill in to play Superman, Lois Lane, and possibly Martian Manhunter, because he was supposed to be revealed. I should say, that General Swanwick is Martian Manhunter. So I don't know. What were your thoughts on Justice League when it came out?
It felt a bit off, like I was watching an unfinished movie.
Mm-hmm.
That was kind of rushed, I guess. But all in all, I didn't think it was terrible. I thought it was like a 5 out of 10, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
But
I'd probably give it about that. But yeah,
it wasn't. I didn't feel like I'd wasted my time, right? And if they could add an hour to it or whatever, or whatever Snyder did, I'd certainly watch it.
So, yeah. So, hold on. I just got a message. I gotta resend the StreamYard link again. Let me copy this. But yeah, this so possibly Ben Affleck could return because he's also one of the biggest of supporters, or at least of the release the Snyder Cut movement.
I've never liked Affleck, but I thought he was very good as Batman.
Yeah, he's in my top 3 Batmans. Like, if I were to narrow it down based on everyone who's played him, he's definitely in my top 3. And the fact that, like, Snyder is teasing this could mean that we could see Ben Affleck come back at least for a little bit, or at least for the additional photography for this film.
Your top 3 would be Keaton, Conroy, and Affleck?
Yes. That would be my top 3.
Jedi mind trick.
Yes. So, and here's what you would get. So you would get this as part of the prize with the message from Zack Snyder on it, which, if I were even remotely artistic, I would I would have participated in this contest, but I don't have the necessary software to be able to do something, and I don't have the artistic talent to do it either. But hello, Tug Life. You say it kicked you off?
Yeah, well, I'm on my phone because I'm driving home, and the wind is like 40 miles an hour right now. So if I disappear, sorry in advance. It's being wonky.
You're going with the wind.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Oh, no problem. I posted the link in the chat. So you can just jump in, and I'll try to keep an eye on it, going back and forth from the share screen and so forth.
Okay. What are we talking about?
Well, right now, I will show you this. We're talking about, I know you're not in the Release the Snyder Cut camp by any stretch.
Nope.
But I found this article, and I thought that something in it might pique your interest, because for the winner of this poster contest for the Release the Snyder Cut, Zack Snyder sort of teases in a way that the winner will be granted entry to any additional photography on the film in the unlikely and purely speculative event that such photography is needed, meaning that Ben Affleck could come back as Batman for additional scenes, even though he's indicated strongly that he has no desire to return. And I thought that might pique your interest a little bit.
Interesting.
Yeah. As well as possibly seeing Martian Manhunter, because it was supposed to be revealed that General Swanwick is Martian Manhunter.
Oh, that's interesting.
So that's what I found that article, and I thought that, even though you're not in the Release the Snyder Cut camp, that the fact that you love Ben Affleck as Batman, I felt as I said, it would pique your interest that there could be additional scenes with Ben Affleck, basically donning the cowl again.
Interesting. We'll see if he does it. I don't want him to be honest with you. It almost killed him the last time, so I'd rather he never touch it again. Honestly, because he's doing really good right now. But that would be interesting. Unless, of course, it's the scene that Zach wanted where Batman dies, and then he can keep it.
So, well, part of me doesn't want that just because I love. I mean, I get you're saying that it nearly killed him. I don't know. I think what nearly killed him was not so much him playing the roles, what Warner Brothers did to him.
Well, the pressure of everything, you know, and he was having trouble anyway. So it's just been a long. That New York Times article was really, really good. I don't know if any of you read it. The New York Times interviewed Ben Affleck, and he talks about all of that. And he talks about his script for the Batman. And he had a friend read it, and the friend was like, "The script is amazing. You're going to win all these awards. Like, I can't even deal how phenomenal this is. But I don't want you to do it because I'm afraid you're going to kill yourself because of the pressures and everything that you've already been going through." And that's what made him step down, in addition to all the other drama. But he flat out was like, "I stepped down." Because of that, because his friend basically was like, "No, I'm intervening with you right now." Cut you off.
What's in the Snyder Cut?
What's in the Snyder Cut?
Yeah, what's the big deal about it?
Well, there's like a lot of things that were cut that were supposed to be tied in. That was shown in Batman versus Superman and so forth. You know, like, do you remember the scene where the Flash comes back and he says, you know, it's like I went back too far or something like that? Yeah. It's supposed to be tying into that. It's supposed to be showing Nightmare Batman. More into that. It's supposed to show some Martian Manhunter. It's like a lot of things that, you know, he wanted to tie in because he had a 5-movie plan. And
so it's like the extended Lord of the Rings, in a way.
In a way, I mean, but basically, Joss Whedon came in and did what Joss Whedon does best, and that is added humor where it shouldn't have been added for some scenes. I altered the Flash character where there were moments where I could see in Ezra Miller's performance the Flash, where I think like he was a decent Flash, but he was not a good Barry Allen. And I don't really fault Ezra Miller so much as I fault Joss Whedon's take on the character. So, and basically altered like 80% of what Zack Snyder had already filmed. So, it's really not the movie that was released is really not Zack Snyder's film. It's more Whedon's film. And I would really love to see what Snyder was planning. That's part of the reason why that I'm in the camp. It's like not so much that I think Snyder's film is going to be great or epic. I just want to see what he was wanting to do.
It has to suck to be Joss Whedon, though, if they release it and it's a million times better than what he was hired to do.
It would be karma. Because I have nothing really personal against Joss Whedon, but I think he's good for Marvel movies, like Marvel-type humor. I don't think he's a good fit for DC. I was trying to catch up on the chat. Sorry. Peeking the chat, right? Here, hello, right, Kitty? My main problem with the Snyder Universe is they rush too much into things. Batman v Superman should have been third or fourth movie to help build up.
Exactly. Sorry.
Where that's where I think like that was more studio interference than anything. So, because they wanted to play catch up to Marvel, they wanted to play catch up to the MCU, and we're sitting like us DC fans are sitting back here going, "No, you don't have to play catch up. Just give us good movies. That's what we would want." And they rushed everything, so now it's all a jumbled mess where there's some good movies in there, and What, Tuggs?
Yeah. I said Batman versus Superman should have never been made. It should have never been the movie it was. It should have been, I agree with Chris on this. You took two of the most divisive comic book stories and you threw them together for no reason because they don't make any sense together, but you threw them together. You put Superman on the back burner in what was supposed to be his sequel, and you basically made a Batman movie that you didn't introduce us to this Batman. This is a shell shock to most people, this kind of a Batman. And you decided to throw them together in a movie, and then your first Justice League movie with everybody there, you want to kill everybody off. I was like, y'all need to time out, and WB timed out. They didn't approach it the right way, but that's what they did, and now everybody's mad about it. But Batman versus Superman should never been a thing in the first place. It should have been long way down the road, and that's what started this whole thing off. I'm with you, Chris. I agree with you completely.
I will agree with you to an extent there, because I do like the movie, but yeah, they should have did what Marvel did in a sense, and that was start with origin films, solo films, where you could get a gauge of the characters. And they started that with Man of Steel, and then it's like, oh, we need to play catch up. Let's put these two big names together, or these character names together.
Yeah. Especially because the Batman Zack Snyder chose is not a Batman that many people are familiar with. You have your comic book fans that know that Batman, and a subset of them love that Batman, and a subset of them don't. It's a divisive comic book for a reason, and you just threw that kind of a Batman to mainstream audiences and went, suck it up, Buttercup, and everybody was like, whoa, this is not cool. And then he got mad when everybody got mad, but it's like, dude, you picked a Batman that people aren't familiar with. Like, at the very least, there should have been more of an introduction. You can't just show up in the middle of this and go, like my Batman, suck it up kind of thing, and we're not expect kind of that reaction. And it just spiraled out of control. And now we're here, you know.
You kind of killed off Zod too early too, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Well, maybe.
I
don't know about that, because it's one of those things where it's maybe kill him off a little too early, but you have to kind of start building up to bigger bads like Darkseid, and which I didn't like. I didn't like how Batman v Superman, how they handled that. But I see what you're saying. I think like my biggest issue is not so much how Zack Snyder handled it, but the fans that were claiming that Batman doesn't kill, and a lot of them were going off films, especially the Bale movies where he refused to use guns and things like that. And I'm sitting here like knowing what I know of Batman and going, well, yes, he did. He not only did kill, he not only did kill, but is willing to kill, because in the Justice League, he actually has files on the other members on how to kill them if they should go bad. So you can't say that like that's like definitive Batman won't kill or doesn't kill. Yes, he does, and he's fully prepared to do so in the end. And I thought, like, you know, that wasn't fair to Zack Snyder when people were like hassling him for that reason. Sorry, I'm going through the chat now. I'm going to try to say hello to everyone. Pastor G, hello. Good afternoon. Lethal saying that you owe him chocolate chip cookies. So I don't know how good of in baking you are.
I'm not sure why, but okay.
Well, whatever. It's lethal. It's lethal. You know, that's like all you can say. Angela's Dreven, hail all. And Lethal's driving to work. Kevin Best can get some great ass. Thank you, Lethal. It's constantly being compared to Marvel, but it's never supposed to be like Marvel. It's only supposed to be 5 movies, which is, I agree. I very much agree. And
yeah.
They tried to play catch up. That was their biggest sin, is trying to play catch up to Marvel and trying to emulate Marvel, and that does not work. In regards to the humor and the storytelling, because DC is its own property. But anyway, like, any thoughts, Stig, on what you think? Because you're going into what you thought of the Justice League movie, but what are your thoughts on this revelation here that they could be bringing him back?
I'd go for it if it makes a better movie, right? It'll just be an alternative movie that fans are asking for. So, and if people have a problem with it, don't watch it. You know, Just yeah.
I mean, as of now, they could basically. They have people willing to pay for the HBO service. They have people willing to pay, like, you know, to get the HBO streaming service if they were to release a Snyder Cut on it, and they have people willing to buy it if they were to release it on Blu-ray and DVD. So I don't
Yeah.
know.
It's going to cost them way too much money to do it. But that's just my opinion. I don't know. Jim Lee, I don't know if you saw the Jim Lee panel at C2E2, but somebody asked him about it, and the short answer to his very long question was, "We're excited for the future. Drop it." Which I thought was hilarious. Like, he was really nice about it. He wasn't mean about it or anything, but he basically was like, so we have Black Adam and Wonder Woman. Next year we've got like 3 movies coming out in the first year, because he's head of whatever in WB now and all this stuff. And he basically was just like, be excited for the future and let it go. So I don't know.
You know,
we'll see.
They could take some advice though from the people who made the Sonic movie and listen to the fans, because you get a lot of goodwill from that, and that's something you can't measure in money, really.
No, and that's where I agree with you. It's like it's really just whether you think the movie is going to be epic is not really the crux here. We just want to see what could have been. I'm not saying that I believe it's going to be a lot better or epic or anything like that than what we got in the theaters. I just wanted to see where Zack Snyder was taking it. And they could only benefit themselves by releasing it via like a streaming service. When you have a lot of people saying that they're going to buy a streaming service just for that, you have money coming in, like profit money. Because you don't have to spend much on marketing at all or anything like that. You have a lot of the raw footage already filmed. It wouldn't actually, I don't think, be that expensive for them to clean it up, do the remaining scenes that need to be filmed, and release it.
Yeah, and you know they don't even have to market it at all. All they have to do is announce it, and the fans will market it for them.
That's exactly. So I think I can get Steph's thoughts on this whenever she is able to jump in, but I figured.
Yeah, I'm probably not the best person to be talking about this.
But I also found another article that maybe would possibly pique interest, and that is, I saw this. Batman they cast another actor for the Batman film. And
what?
Have you heard of this actor?
No.
Gil Perez Abraham?
Not off the top of my head. Have we Googled him to see what he's done?
I didn't have
the article say?
I didn't have a chance to, but it did say that he's going to be in this spinoff for Walking Dead. He was in Orange is the New Black, I think. I didn't watch the show, so I don't know how good of an actor he is, but he was basically has joined the cast for the Batman, but his role is so secret that we have no idea if he's going to be playing a good guy or a bad guy.
Interesting.
And Reeves has previously spoken about the film's tone and narrative, calling it a point-of-view driven and noir Batman story. And one of the speculations surrounding the Batman film is that it could possibly be based on The Long Halloween. So speculation is possibly that he could play Alberto Falcone. This is what he looks like.
I'm looking at him now, and he hasn't done much. There's like a TV show episode here and there, and
he's cute.
Yeah, I can see him as Falcone.
Yeah, that's what I would see him more as. I mean, that's one possibility, is Carmine Falcone's son.
Too bad What's His Nuts was already cast, because I could see him as freaking Harvey Dent. He looks like a lawyer.
Yeah, he could. But that's also if the rumor is true that the name, yes, Lethal Tuggs is on her phone.
Sorry.
That is like the role Peter Skarsgård has been cast for is possibly a misdirect, and he could be playing Harvey Dent, even though he's listed as another name, but he's an assistant DA.
Ooh,
That's speculation there.
That's interesting.
So like it's, and then you have this casting, and he looks definitely. I can see him as like Carmine Falcone's son. He looks like he looks like a lawyer, but he also looks like what was I going to say?
Looks like a brat.
Like an Italian mob boss's son. I know that's kind of stereotypical way to put it, but he looks like he could be in the Falcone family.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, and that is.
They're going to just keep most of the villains in the background in this, right? Kind of setting them up.
Well, it looks like they're possibly making the Riddler the main villain for this film. Possibly, but we don't really know for sure. There's a rumor that's basing it along Halloween. There's reportedly a year 2 story rumor that they're talking about. Other speculation in this article, possibly that he could be playing maybe Jonathan Crane, aka Scarecrow.
What if he plays the guy who shoots Bruce Wayne's parents?
No, that's Joe Chill.
Yeah.
I mean, down the bottom, like Joe Chill, but I'd see him more as like son of Falcone, or if anything, Jonathan Crane. If they were to add another villain to the already villain-heavy side of this film, possibly Calendar Man is a holiday-themed killer who carries a Hannibal Lecter-like role, which could be interesting. So yeah.
Calendar Man got 12 months in jail.
Ha ha ha. Other speculation, possibly Nightwing, if they were to introduce Dick Grayson.
Isn't that a bit early, though?
Well, that's another thing that people are talking about, and that is that they could be setting up to introduce Robin in this film. Now, that we would not necessarily see Robin, but that's what they're setting up.
He could just be playing someone who works for Bruce Wayne.
Mm-hmm.
Because he's a small-time actor, right? This might not be getting a big part.
Possibly, but it's right now. He's just been cast, and so they have not revealed in any way, shape, or form if he's going to be good or bad. Just based on what he looks like, what the possibilities could be. He could either be Alberto Falcone, he could be possibly Jonathan Crane, he could be
a cop.
I don't know. We don't know. I saw this article, and so this says characters like Harvey Dent don't seem to be part of the cast, but then again, the rumor that Peter Skarsgård is actually playing Harvey Dent. So what do you think his role could be, Tuggs?
I don't know. I think I'm with you. He might be a Falcone.
Mm-hmm.
I would like a bait and switch, though, and see that he would be Harvey Dent. That'd be interesting.
Yeah. And I don't care if it was a racist comment, Lethal. He looks Italian as hell.
He does. He 100% looks like an Italian mob boss. He's not, but that's what he looks like. People get hired for their looks for that reason. Like, I need you to stand here and look like an Italian mob boss, so I'm going to pick the guy that looks like an Italian mob boss.
Pretty much. I mean, yes, it's racist as hell, but that's what all Hollywood works sometimes. It's like, hey, you look Italian. You're a mob boss.
Sometimes there's no way around it.
Mm-mm.
No.
That's how a lot of darker skinned and darker haired Hispanics got cast in movies back in the day, was because they, from a distance and from like camera angles and stuff, you look Italian because you got the dark hair and you got the olive skin tone and all that stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And a lot of your background actors you see in these older mob movies are actually Hispanic.
Robert Davi and Benicio del Toro both played mobsters in a Bond movie, in the same Bond movie. So they started off as mobsters.
Oh yeah, I mean, and there was like I'm blanking on the actor's name, but there's he was sort of a character actor in the 30s, 40s, in the 40s, but he had black hair, olive skin tone, and he was always cast in like Italian or Greek type roles, and he was, I think, Irish.
Yeah, but because he looked a certain way, that's what they got him at. Yeah.
And yes, I would like to see Michael Keaton come back as old man Bruce Wayne. Talks to that.
That would be awesome.
And here's the comment for you, another one from Lethal Tuggs.
You should get Jennifer Aniston to play Tuggs. I would be honored.
Jennifer Aniston is in her 50s, though.
Yeah, that's okay.
So that was kind of an insult from Lethal Lightning there.
It's okay. That's fine. I'm old. Boomer status.
Oh, she still looks good. So, yeah, possibly Thomas Elliott. So that was a comment from Riot Kitty. He's a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne.
Ooh, if he plays Thomas Elliott, that'd be cool. I love Hush.
So, I mean, like, there's so many possibilities at this point.
The whole point of Thomas Elliott, though, is that he looks like Bruce to begin with, and then he alters himself and all that stuff, and he becomes Hush, and it's creepy and all that. But this guy looks nothing like Robert Pattinson, so we're just gonna nip that in the bud.
Yeah, we could pretty much nix that. So I think like it boils down to he looks like he could be playing part of the mafia, part of the mob bosses, part of the Falcone.
What's the other name? There's the Falcones. Who was the other mob family? I can't remember their name. They're the one that they're always fighting with. They did it in Gotham, and I can't remember their names.
I haven't watched Gotham, but like the only ones that I it's the Falcone family because they're like the big ones. In the
speaking of big ones, I googled Sophie D, and yeah, Sophie D should play more Lethal Lightning. You're spot
on. Are you able to share your screen so I can see?
It crashes Chrome whenever I try to do that.
Okay, well maybe I'll stop sharing the screen. But what are your thoughts? Are you looking forward to the Batman film, Stieg?
Yes, hoping it's good. I guess my excitement is at 6 out of 10. You know, because the last DC movies haven't been that good, but
you can
fingers crossed. And I've not seen anything I hate yet. Right? It just looks his cowl looks weird, but I'll survive.
Well, I mean, I know I can understand where people are coming from with the whole suit design and everything like that, but my feeling is that this is supposed to be Batman like starting out. We're not going to see necessarily an established Batman. We're not going to see hello, Steph.
Hi.
So
Hi, Steph.
We're not going to see Batman in his prime. This is like at least Batman as we know it. So this is going to be a Batman that's going to be testing out suits, cars, technology, like the whole works, figuring out what works and what doesn't when he becomes Batman. And when those photos leaked for the film, there were those photos were when he's on the bike. And there are other photos in bat suits that look like closer to what we were supposed to see. I would guess near the end of the film, like actual Batman suits. And now that you're in here, Stephanie, this is the article I found, which I don't know if you saw this, where another actor has been cast in the Batman film.
Yes, people are thinking. I haven't read that article, but they're thinking that he could possibly be Falcone's son.
Oh yeah, that's what this article.
That's what it says. Okay.
One possibility is Alberto Falcone,
right,
playing his son, especially if they do sort of an adaptation of the Long Halloween storyline.
Yeah.
Other ideas posed in this article, maybe Jonathan Crane, if they were to do another villain.
I don't see them bringing in another villain just because. I think they're going to want, what I've read so far is that they're going with the mob aspect, especially with Oswald Cobblepot. So I can buy him being cast as Falcone's son. But yeah, I don't see them bringing another villain into it. If they do, I have read that there's supposed to be a like a Riddler thing set up for the Batman at Arkham Asylum.
Okay.
And yeah, so it was basically kind of like Batman Arkham, game where he sets like all kinds of traps for him at Arkham. I don't know if that's going to play out. If it does, that would be freaking awesome to see. But if they do cast him as Crane, then maybe that's where he pops up in Arkham. But I really don't see them bringing another villain into it because they already have the Riddler, they already have Penguin, they already have Catwoman, and then the mob, and then like all the mobsters. So I don't know.
It would really make it villain heavy. It would. I think be too much. And if they were to bring in the Scarecrow, I would prefer it that I don't want him to necessarily be like the only villain in the film, but I'd like to see his character done more justice than like say what we got in Batman Begins, where he acted more like a MacGuffin for Ra's al character. And so if you're going to introduce him, I'd like to basically have him actually be Scarecrow.
If they're going to introduce him, if he's playing Crane, then he's probably just like a doctor who hasn't been fully realized as a character yet.
Yeah.
So he could, like that, he could possibly still show up if like he were to be Jonathan Crane just in Arkham. And sort of setting up his Scarecrow for like a future film.
Yeah.
So that Scarecrow actually won an award. It was outstanding in his field.
Okay, Maroni. That's the Falcone rival thing.
Yeah,
that's
Maroni.
it. Thank you, Maroni. I couldn't remember it. I'm like, oh my god, who's the other family?
And
I could not remember the name.
I heard that Mad Hatter and Firefly were going to be.
Yeah, that was another person that they thought he was going to be playing was Firefly.
Ew, I hope not.
Firefly. I don't think Firefly is very popular. I don't know why they would put him in there. If they do, that's another person that I thought that people thought he could be playing was Firefly. Like I said, if he ends up playing a villain, he'll probably be in Arkham Asylum or something.
Okay.
But that's what I think, anyways.
Here's a question from It's a Trap Productions in the chat. Do you all think this Batman may tie into the Joker movie somehow? I don't want it to.
No.
I hope not.
But what are your thoughts?
I don't think so. I think Joker is a standalone movie. I think that if they end up tying everything together, it's going to be like this. I know people don't like me mentioning the CW shows, but whatever. It'll be like the CW shows did it, how they tied in everything in DC, including the DCEU, when they did the Crisis on Infinite Earths, where everyone existed on different Earths. If they do tie it in, maybe they'll do it like that. It would be extremely complicated to do that. I think that would be pretty cool if they did that. Don't get me wrong, because I love Crisis. I love that whole story. But it would be extremely complicated for like normies to kind of think about and figure out. And so that's the only way I could see them tying it into the Joker, is if he just existed on a different Earth or something.
Yeah, and that'd be something that it would be cool to see a film version, but that would be something like way down the road. Like you actually like establishing a bunch of standalone films at that point.
Yeah.
I mean, they could do it just because the timeline, I mean, you would have a huge age gap between Batman and Joker,
and Joker is technically older than Batman, kind of. So
yeah, but not
I mean, I not that much, but
But it could work because if this is supposed to be set in and I don't know if any of this has changed or not, but if this is supposed to be set in the early to mid 90s and Joker is set in the 80s, he could have been in Arkham this whole time. I mean, they could do it. I just don't want them to.
Yeah, he would be a whole lot older than Batman, because I mean, you saw how young Bruce Wayne was in that movie.
Yeah, but Joker was supposed to be in his 30s. When that character was supposed to be in his 30s, and he just looks older.
Yeah,
because of how thin he is.
Well, right, but that's still a 25 year age gap, at least.
I don't know. How old did Bruce Wayne look? Like 12, maybe? In that
Maybe
movie?
20
I
years.
wouldn't even put him that high. I
No?
thought he was closer to 10, maybe even 8 or 9. But yeah, I mean, it's a huge age gap.
It's a big age gap, yeah. But I
Would you
don't think it would
guys
tie
agree
in.
that the Batman movie would probably benefit financially from being tied to the Joker movie, but it would be the opposite for the Joker movie, kind of?
Yeah.
Is it better served as a standalone?
Yeah. It just goes into, I don't want them necessarily to be, they don't have to tie in every movie. So the Joker could
Yeah.
be a standalone film.
Yeah, they don't.
This
They don't
Batman
need to tie it
movie
in.
could be a standalone film. It doesn't exactly have to build a bigger universe. It can, but it's not necessary.
Right.
Yeah. Leave it alone.
Yeah.
Pretty much.
Leave it alone. You don't have to tie everything in. It would be cool, but
Leave it alone.
leave it alone.
Okay, Paul Dano was actually my choice to be. This is Galford's dog. Paul Dano was actually my choice to be Scarecrow. Maybe
See?
Adam Driver
Yes.
could play him, although he may be considered too handsome or something. Adam Driver, I think it's just, for Scarecrow, is too big.
Yeah.
Adam
Scarecrow
Driver
is
is
very
way too big for Scarecrow.
small and
You know what?
thin.
Yeah.
You know, it's a weird take, and I was thinking about this the other day. Adam Driver might not be a bad young Joker. Some of the same things that I've seen him in and just his range, I kind of was like, I could see that. And he's got the face for all that makeup.
I wouldn't be on board with that at all.
Yeah. He's
Not with Adam Driver. I mean, you're absolutely right. He does have really good range.
Mhm.
He really does, but I can't see him playing Joker. Paul Dano, I love that he's the Riddler. I buy him as the Riddler. I think he would make a great Riddler. I hope he makes a good Riddler.
And he's actually a
But
very
I
good
think
actor.
he is a really good actor overall.
Mhm.
So I'm looking forward to seeing how he does in the role. But yeah, I don't think for Scarecrow he's just too big.
What about
Yeah.
Man-Bat for Adam Driver?
Oh,
Man-Bat?
Man-Bat.
That would be
He would work. Because
That would work for
that
him.
would be more fitting of his physique.
Yeah.
Man-Bat works.
And his
Man-Bat.
facial shape, too, kind of.
Mhm.
I would love to see other villains come. Like, I did, to kind of plug my latest video. I did there's a rumor going around that they could be eyeing a Bane standalone film, possibly more like Warner Brothers is doing. And I'm of two minds with that. One, I love Bane. I want to see him done justice. And on two, I don't really trust WB right now.
Mhm.
I think they need to get their shit together when it comes to figuring out the DCEU. But at the same time, they have a treasure trove of villains that they could do right now.
They do. I actually like what they're doing with Spider-Man. How they're doing, like they did Venom, and now they're bringing Morbius, and they're bringing in Carnage, and they're just like giving his rogue gallery like their own standalone movies. That's actually pretty neat that they're doing that. So if they could do that with the Batman villains, that could be really amazing, like they did with the Joker movie. But someone said Kite Man for Adam Driver.
Yeah, Kite Man.
No, because Batman's villains. This is why my favorite is part of the reason why I was drawn to Batman so much is because Batman's villains are so real.
They are.
He doesn't have many villains that you're like, yeah, okay, sure. His
Yeah.
villains are so real. You can picture these people doing the shit that they do in real life. Like Joker is out there somewhere. There is somebody that is that bat crap crazy somewhere running around, waiting for his time to shine. You know what I mean? All these, even the little bit more weird ones like Professor Pig. There's serial killers out there that they're based in reality, whereas like a lot of the other superheroes, yeah, okay, I'm gonna run into Hades on the street. Sure, okay. You know?
Pretty much.
So they could do so much with Batman stuff because they're crime based, especially now because crime is like so popular now. The documentaries and the shows and all that stuff is so popular. You could have a whole whodunit movie with Professor Pig and all of those guys, all these kind of weird ones because they're just so creepy.
Well, yeah, that's like just going off of what you said. That's why Batman villains work. That's why you have, like I said, the treasure trove, like the rogues gallery of villains, where you could have all these crime noir centric films on these villains because they're so Why are you showing up twice? Oh, you dropped out.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think Mad Reeves
Okay,
Joker.
sorry. Am I in? Okay.
Yeah.
Sorry, I just got home, so I got on my computer. So legal complaining.
Okay. Well, Lethal can just, he can do whatever. I'm not going to go into like what he could do. But here's another quote, or at least comment from Galford's dog, and like I think Matt Reeves' Joker should be closer to Pattinson's age anyway, which I agree. Not exactly a huge age difference, like from the Joker movie to this. And he says, "My choices are Evan Peters, Bill Skarsgård, or Ryan Gosling." I'm going to nix Ryan Gosling. I'm going to nix Ryan Gosling. He's a good actor, but I don't see him.
Yeah, I don't see him playing Joker. Bill Skarsgård, I mean, he proved his acting chops as, by playing Pennywise. So, I mean, that's a good choice. Bill Skarsgård would be a good choice.
Gosling only has one facial expression.
But I'm not sure how he'd feel about playing another clown.
I don't know.
Not clown, Joker.
Well, he's a clown.
He's a clown, though.
So, I mean, maybe Evan Peters, I don't know, but he's still a little too young for me. Like, that's a little too close. I think a little too close to Robert Pattinson's age. Bill Skarsgård, I would see. Of the three, I would see playing the Joker. But I don't know. I would prefer them to maybe hint that the Joker is in Arkham in the Batman film, but not actually see him. So we don't know for sure who he's going to be.
Yeah. Because so far, from the leaks, the Joker has been the only like animated type of villain that Robert Pattinson's Batman has ever come across, and he's already defeated him for the first time, and he's currently serving time in Arkham. So they're supposed to mention he's supposed to get like a name drop in the new movie, but he's not supposed to be like seen. So,
which I would prefer, because I love the Joker, but he's kind of like one of the de facto villains that they always want to use whenever they do a Batman film. Yeah. And I love the character, but again, would rather see other villains get the spotlight.
And also, I find it, maybe it's just me, but I find it weird that a Batman that young has taken down somebody as nasty as the Joker already without even having a car, without even having a full suit, without even having his wits about him. I have questions.
Well, again, this is new, so the Joker is probably new as well, because he is the first. He's supposed to be the first animated villain that he's ever come across, and then the next one is the Riddler. So he's probably still just getting used to it as well.
So, and
because the Joker is like obsessed with Batman, so he probably saw what was going on and was like, "Holy crap, there's my Batman!" Like it probably just set him off. I think Daniel Radcliffe might make a good Scarecrow. He's small.
Ooh.
He's small.
Yeah. Small and wiry.
He's not wiry anymore. He's getting buff.
Well, I mean,
he's growing up pretty nice.
Getting very good too.
So, and this one's for you, Tuggs. You can choose to say no if you want.
Oh, that's from yesterday. What? It wasn't. I give it to her. What was it? It was she could get it. I'm not gonna. Oh, hold on. Yeah, she could get it.
Oh, that's right. I remember that.
And there was another quote. What do you think of Doug Jones?
I love Doug Jones. I love him. He would be the perfect Scarecrow because one, he looks like a Scarecrow, and that man, he is. You know what? Yes, Peter, sign it. Where's the petition? Doug Jones, fabulous. Oh my god, I didn't even think about that, and we never see his face ever. He's always
we never see his face.
He would be perfect.
Yeah. He does have the good frame for it because he did play Abe Sapien in the Hellboy films, like the early Hellboy films.
Oh yeah.
And he was also in that recent what was that?
The Lover of the Water movie.
Yeah, whatever that.
The Shape of Water.
Shape of Water. Yeah.
Shape of Water. Yeah. He would play a good Scarecrow.
He would be, well done, Peter. Get into the entertainment industry and make this happen.
And so it's like, no, not Kite Man, Condiment Man.
Condiment Man. Condiment Man. Yeah, Condiment Man.
And you have Galford Stark saying Daniel Radcliffe would be a better Mad Hatter, possibly.
Ooh.
Oh,
That would
yeah.
be interesting.
So there's, again, treasure trove of villains.
I like the guy that plays Winter Soldier. What is his name? Tuggs. You know all the actors.
Sebastian Stan.
Sebastian Stan.
I
yeah.
loved him as Mad Hatter. I'm really
He was
sad.
mad.
I'm really sad he got cast as Black Widow, as Bucky, because that's why we didn't get the Mad Hatter spinoff for Once Upon a Time.
For Once Upon a Time, yeah. He played the Mad Hatter on Once Upon a Time. And I really liked it. Liked him as Mad Hatter.
Oh, that's cool.
So.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's a good man.
And
his range is good too. So
me, the movie where a woman, yes, fucks an aquatic creature. But there's a twist to it, as every Guillermo del Toro movie has. So, can't say what it is if people have not seen the film. I'm not going to go into that, but I guess I think we've basically covered everything that we could in this article. I'm going to go back to the Justice League one to get your thoughts on that, Steph. Just from what Zack Snyder revealed. With this quote here, and that is, the prize is the slate used on the set of Justice League. This is a poster contest that they're holding. They've narrowed it down to 4 finalists. And so,
have you seen them? Have you seen the posters?
No, I have not had a chance to look at the posters, but they've narrowed it down to 4. I'm going to look those up when I have a chance. And this is what they could win: a slate used on the set of Justice League, which also features a message from Zack Snyder that the winner will be granted entry to any additional photography on the film in the unlikely and purely speculative event that such photography is needed, meaning that their possibility they could be bringing Ben Affleck, Henry Cavill, Amy Adams back, and the actor who plays General Swanwick possibly doing additional photography for the Justice League film, Zack Snyder's version. So what, do you think that that's a possibility that we could see Martian Manhunter?
Oh.
And Ben Affleck coming back as Batman, even though he doesn't want to do it? Yeah.
Can you scroll back down or up so I can see that?
Okay. Well, this is
right there. Hold on.
Mm-hmm.
I really don't see them coming back. I think that we'll see a Martian Manhunter. I think that all that shit's been filmed, probably. If he does come back, it'll be for Zach. If Ben Affleck decides to come back, he definitely doesn't have the physique that he had in BBS or even when they started filming Justice League. So you would definitely be.
There is a twist. I can't say what it is.
It won awards for a reason.
It would be what do you call it? It would stick out like a sore thumb, I think, if Ben Affleck came back and played Batman. And if he did come back, then it would be as a favor to Zack Snyder. I think that's the only way, because he's pretty much said his piece on it and is done with the character. I have the 4 posters, Mara. I'm gonna put them in our chat. That way you can
All right.
pull them up. But let me. That would be awesome to see. And once they release the Snyder Cut, we'll probably already see what they have filmed. To be honest,
me personally, I would just love to see the revelation that General Swanwick was Martian Manhunter.
Which one is General Swanwick again?
He was in the scenes with Lois Lane.
Yeah, he was the one that was.
Or was he the main black general?
Yeah, yeah,
yes.
That's General Swanwick, and he was going to be revealed to be Martian Manhunter in Zack Snyder's Justice League.
What's funny is, as much as I hated Man of Steel, when I watched it and I saw him, I was like, he looks like that was my first thought when I saw him, was he looks just like Martian Manhunter. That's what I thought he was from the beginning. I was like, he would be a really good Martian Manhunter.
Well, now you're right. I was going to. So, and that's just like that's another reason. Like, I would like to see the film released. It's just, if anything, to see those scenes, to see like where Zack Snyder was taking the characters. So I'm going to stop sharing this screen, and I'm going to go bring up some more pictures.
The last one's weird. I don't like that last one. I like that one though.
So here,
wait, you're missing one. There's only 3. You missed
No,
one?
there's 4.
1, 2, 3. I'm only seeing 3. What the deuce nozzle? I literally can't see the 4th one. That's weird.
Deuce nozzle.
douche nozzle.
all right, here's one.
Steve, you know what? I just realized, Steve, this is the first time I'm streaming with you. Tell me a joke.
This one looks okay. Tell the joke, Steve. Sorry.
I feel like these are better.
Or a
Okay,
nice pun.
a pun. When does a dad joke become a dad joke? When the joke becomes apparent.
This one,
No, thank you.
the only thing I love about this one is the Green Arrow, or not Green Arrow, Green Lantern, right?
Green
here,
Lantern.
going up.
I saw some of these pop up on my feed as people were submitting them. They would do hashtags and stuff, and every now and then one would pop up. And the 4 he picked were not anywhere near some of the caliber that some of these were. And I have to question, for somebody who makes this movie so pretty, what you looking at there, kid? What are you looking at? Because
And here's the second one, which
Well, I think you also have to consider his style. So, you know, Zack Snyder, he has a certain style. So you probably have to consider that as well. Because I saw a bunch of submissions as well. And yeah, there were some that were, you know, a lot better, but it's his style, the focus, you know, what he wants to focus on. And
my God.
So
that first one is definitely 100% him. Like
the coloring and everything. I just don't like how they look flying up towards there.
You don't see their faces or anything.
Yeah, it just looks off.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Here's the other one.
Really cool.
And
This one looks like some anthology comic book cover.
It does.
Yeah.
So
I love it though.
this one looks
I like how the earth is behind them and you see it like
yeah.
You know, it looks like a trading card.
Oh,
It does. It actually does. Look like that's something you would collect like in a card.
yes, Trey. I want to see Dark Side too.
Yeah.
I was really mad when they cast Josh Brolin as Thanos, because he was always my choice to, at the very least, voice Darkseid.
Mm-hmm.
And now it would just be stupid.
Isn't like Thanos kind of a copy, a sort of copy?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Thanos is the
Yes,
Marvel answer.
it's his answer to the DC universe.
Galford's dog in the chat says Batman looks like a Watchman character.
Yeah, he looks like the owl.
He does. I
He
know. Because they gave him those damn goggles, and his ears are slanted
Like the
back.
way this person drew the costume, it is Owlman, just with Batman's color scheme.
Yeah, pretty much. So I'm gonna go.
I'm pretty sure that's Patrick Wilson's face.
Stop that. I'm gonna bring up the other one, like third one. Yeah, so like here's this one. I love how you have to keep going back to share the damn screen. So here's this one here.
God. That is so big. No. What? Can you zoom in? Or no?
I don't know if I can.
What is all those scenes?
No,
like,
I can't. It's through Twitter, so it can't let me zoom in.
Oh, okay.
It looks like he ate them.
Yeah.
This would make a really good poster, though. I think that's what, it would make a good poster, like for someone to put on their wall.
So much going on here.
Poster.
Yeah, there's too much going on.
I'm trying to figure out, is it like, and it won't load on Twitter. I can't get it to load in our chat. Oh, well, whatever.
Yeah, it has,
Is it
I'm
from all
looking. It
movies?
has like scenes. It has different like scenes. It has Joe. How do you say his last name? Maginello.
Maginello.
Yeah, I know.
Maginello. It has his character in there. It has the Aquaman cast in there. It has the Suicide Squad cast, and there's basically all of the cast from like the DC movies so far are inside of Darkseid's little suit there.
I see this
And
one.
then Zeus is also in there too.
Yeah, I see Zeus there.
Yeah,
That's
it's like they were trying to bring every character in, and I see what they were going for, but at the same time, it's
I think
it
that
doesn't
would make a
fit
really
with
dope
that
poster though. Like I would like to own that as a poster and kind
I
of
could see it as honestly, I could
Mm-hmm.
see it as a variant cover on a comic book too.
Yeah.
You know,
Like
it looks
now
like
when you
something
buy
you'd
some
stick on
comic
a
book that has
shirt.
variant covers in the back,
Mm-hmm.
it's just
Yeah, it could. Yeah,
give it
I just don't see it fitting in with the Zack
Not
Snyder.
with Zack Snyder's Justice League, unless he's saying that, unless he's trying to tell us that like all of those movies tie into his Snyder cut, you know, then I can see that where he's coming from. But
I'm surprised.
I think this would make a really good poster.
I'm
Either way,
surprised
it would make a good poster.
So.
That surprises me.
And last one.
You cannot have my French fries to go away.
And here is the last one.
Stranger Things.
That definitely does look
Looks
like
like
a
a
Stranger Things inspired.
It also looked like a 1980s poster for like Transformers or something.
That was actually my favorite one so far. I like that.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
I think in terms of looks, this
like-
one is better, but the color scheme in the first one is more what I would picture for
This
Zack
one feels
Snyder
like
film.
a callback to the comics. So I actually kind of like this one. This was probably my favorite one. And then the first one that we showed with them flying up in the air is my second favorite. But this one's probably my favorite one.
For me, it's like
this
this one in looks is my favorite of the two, but I would love to have seen more of a color scheme like the first one.
You should, if you ever get time, Mary, you should go through whatever hashtag they were using and find all the submissions, because some of them, like honestly, the 4 he picked, say for that first one, I don't really see him like his style. I don't know, but some of the ones that were submitted, you were like, God dang.
Well, today is Zack Snyder's birthday. Happy birthday, Mr. Snyder! And he's supposed to be choosing the winner today.
Oh God! So we gotta like keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
All right. I'm gonna be watching Twitter for that because I guarantee they're gonna be like a bunch of trending posts for that. But these are the 4. So for those of you in the chat,
Yeah.
This one in terms of as looks is my favorite, but I prefer the shot of the first one. But I don't know. It's up to Zack Snyder. We'll see what he says at this point. So we're at an hour. I don't know how much longer you guys want to go because the other article I found, and you love Henry Cavill tugs. And I don't know if you've seen this rumor going around.
She probably has.
Most likely has.
Wolverine.
Yep.
They can keep it. Leave Henry alone.
No. I don't think it's true. I think it's made up. It is made up to build hype for Captain Marvel 2 because nobody gives a shit about Captain Marvel 2. It is made up. It is no. He's not going to play Wolverine. If he plays Wolverine, I will be shocked. I will be shocked if he plays Wolverine, to be completely honest. They look at that. Captain Marvel 2 goes viral because, Henry Cavill because of that rumor. And that's probably what they wanted. They wanted Captain Marvel 2 to go viral and be like, look, see, she is so popular. And no, she's not popular. Henry Cavill is popular. Yeah. Henry Cavill is the person that would, if he was ever to be cast as Wolverine, would be the one to bring people in to see the movie, not Brie Larson as Captain Marvel 2. Captain Marvel 2 is going to suck. Brie Larson can suck it. I fucking hate her. And Captain Marvel was a shitty ass fucking movie.
You know what I love?
That is my rant.
I love the fact that she was supposed to be the new face of the MCU moving forward, post Phase 3, and they pushed her movie back to Phase 5.
Yeah, because she sucks. Nobody likes her.
And the script is not even written yet, so I have no idea how this rumor started floating. Like, you know, it just.
Oh my God, this article is full of fake news. They are not filming Netflix or Witcher yet, you dumb twats. They haven't even started. He's rehearsing right now.
Yeah.
For their break.
It's all clickbait. I don't even know anyone in the chat. Does anybody know where that rumor started? Because that is some BS. And Comic Book News, to be honest, a lot of their articles are just clickbait articles. They just want the clicks. You know, that's why they kind of run with it. But yeah, wherever that rumor started, it's just complete and utter bullshit.
Unless Wolverine is in Captain Marvel 2 to kill Captain Marvel, I don't want it. I don't
think that they would bring in any of the in a Captain Marvel movie.
Well, the only way I would watch a Captain Marvel film is if they brought Rogue in and she drained Captain Marvel's powers like they did in the comic book.
There you go.
Coma the entire movie.
There you go.
And then they turn to the camera and be like, "This is an X-Men new movie now, bitches."
Yeah.
That's the only way I would watch it.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be like, day one,
that being said, though,
Rogue drain her powers.
That being said,
I'm not highlighting your comment, Lethal.
As a casting, I don't mind it. Is he bigger than Logan is? Yes. Should we get probably a short Logan at some point? Yes. Do I want Tom Hardy to play Wolverine? Absolutely. Is it going to happen? Probably not. Am I disappointed about it? You betcha. Because Tom Hardy is king, and now it can't happen because he's Venom, but that's fine. It's fine.
It's going to be daunting, though, following up Hugh Jackman's Logan.
Well, right. And Hugh Jackman is not quite as tall as Henry, but he's tall. He's 6'1". And he pulled it, and everybody fell in love with him as Wolverine because he nailed the character, and that's fine. And I think Henry could do the same. And he's furry. We've all seen him without his shirt off, and we've all seen him grow facial hair. The man can pull it off. But I just don't want him anywhere near Captain Marvel as a character at all, ever.
Tom
Hardy.
No,
I don't even think Tom Hardy would be a good Wolverine, to be honest.
He'd be an amazing Wolverine.
No, I don't even think he'd be a good Wolverine. He was great, I think, as Bane, but I don't think he would. He wouldn't make a good Wolverine. I don't think he'd do good as that character.
Raging Rhino. Do you mean the bringing Rogue in?
Yeah,
probably.
As dumb as WB is, they won't let Henry leave like that. No, they won't.
No, they won't.
Because he's like you say, Henry Cavill. First two things that come to your mind are Superman and Geralt. At this point,
yes.
Like I'm Christo for us older people. Where are you at? High five. It's fine. Anyway, I don't think WB. You know what? This might have been because The Rock and his ex are this way. Maybe I could see this being like a ploy from his agent team, starting this rumor and throwing it out there to see if WB will be like, "Wait a minute, hang on, wait, what? Excuse me, what? You want to go where?" To maybe get him back on.
I could see Cavill as Wolverine because Cavill is he's a better actor than people give him credit for.
Absolutely.
And I was not on board with him as Geralt, but when I saw the season 1, they could not have made a better casting. So I was proven wrong.
And a menace. Go look at him without a shirt on.
He would be, I think, additional Wolverine. I just don't want him to. I don't want Wolverine to appear in Captain Marvel 2.
No way, Jose.
No.
That shouldn't be a thing that never, ever happens.
And another, like, she's already emasculated Nick Fury. Do you want to see her do that to Wolverine? I don't want to see.
Yeah.
I don't want to see that. And yes, Lethal, I did censor you because I'm not highlighting your comment.
Oh, God, now I'm going to go through it.
Yeah, you really don't want me to highlight.
Oh, my God, people know.
Why are they even making Captain Marvel 2, though? I mean,
because she's supposed to be the new face of the MCU. She's supposed to be. She was the MCU's answer to Wonder Woman. That's what she was supposed to be. Yeah. And her character is not loved at all. Her character in the comic books has been basically rebooted, what, a dozen times at this point?
I
Because
never
one's
heard of
buying her
Captain
books.
Marvel before the movie, but it was just boring. Character
Yeah,
in the movie was just boring.
The biggest sin was it's boring. It was boring. Like, there were feminist undertones to it, but I don't think they were as in your face as like the trailers made it seem. With the exception of the scene where she crushes the man's hand and steals his bike and everything. But all of that, I cannot remember much of that film at all because it bored me to tears watching it.
I'm going to send a picture to the chat. This is who I think should play Wolverine.
Okay. And
Oops.
Yeah, so I can't remember much of the film at all. It bored me to tears. I pirated it. So I'm revealing this on my live stream that I did not pay to see it at all, and I still wanted my money back. Okay. Let me stop sharing this and opening up Scott Adkins.
Why do I know that name? I know that name.
Oh, Scott Adkins. He's Van Damme's son-in-law. He's awesome in action movies. I think he was in Doctor Strange as well. Played a henchman.
I could definitely see him as, Wolverine. Grow some facial hair, and he's.
I also like somebody years ago when rumors were floating around that Hugh, before Logan was confirmed, they suggested Frank Grillo, which I was like, I could see that actually, because he's about the same age as this guy looks. They're about the same age, and he looks kind of like him actually. He's pretty.
Is he the one who played Crossbones in Civil War?
Yeah, Crossbones.
Yeah, he played Crossbones.
They set his character up in Winter Soldier, only to have him basically die in the first 5 minutes of Civil War.
This guy was in the the second Expendables too.
Yeah.
With
Van Damme. That's where I know him from. Okay.
Yeah. His head fell into the chopper or whatever.
Okay.
Where's my Expendables 4, Sly Stallone? Where are you?
Well, supposedly in the work. Well, not in the works, but supposedly.
I don't know how tall this guy is.
I read. So all it takes is really just getting it greenlit at this point.
Come on, Sly. Do it for the audience, please.
Do you watch the shows at all? Any of you? The actress who plays Lagertha.
Oh my God, yeah, Lager. Oh, what the heck is her name? She's a gem. I met her at Comic-Con. She's so sweet. Oh,
I don't watch Vikings.
I love Vikings. It's so good. Vikings is top notch. If you like to Vikings is the original Game of Thrones. That show is so good. Lagertha actress.
Scott Adkins is about 5'10".
Catherine Winnick.
Okay, so he would be. Yeah,
okay.
He's not too tall then. Yeah, but
no,
I think he would be a good Wolverine. He hasn't been. He hasn't like.
No, go ahead. I was like, the name sounded familiar. That Catherine Winnick. I think someone posted on Twitter. I think someone, one of my friends posted that like she would be a good, possibly Black Canary.
That's what. Okay, so Catherine Winnick. If you Google her, hold on. I don't know if you want me to screen share or not, but if you Google her, she is Black Canary off the page. Like literally off the page. She is, and everybody, there were petitions. I signed one like a stupid head. I signed a petition. People wanted her for Black Canary. And she was even like, I would love to do that. Dinah is amazing. All this stuff. She even knows who Black Canary is. And she geeked out over it at Comic-Con. And then they went with that girl for some reason.
Well,
anyway.
Some reason is virtue signaling, really. So
a friend of mine is a direct descendant of Ragnar Lothbrok.
Huh.
Not kidding. It's small country.
Yeah, I did not like Civil War. I thought it was overrated.
Okay, here.
If you post a picture of her in the group chat, I can share it.
Oh, oops.
So
what did I do? Did that work?
So I'd be down for Expendables versus Predator. That would be an interesting film.
Oh, I shared my screen there.
Oh, that'd be interesting.
So I'll just stop sharing this. All right.
That's Catherine Winnick.
She is definitely Black Canary.
And she's so somebody in the chat help me out. She is she's trained in the martial arts. Like she's bad. She's freaking badass. I adore her. Look at her. That is Black Canary.
Yeah.
And she's like she's everything they were looking for in general, but I don't know. Whatever. They went with Journey Smollett for some weird whatever reason, but this is who everybody. As soon as they announced they were doing Black Canary, everybody immediately was like, oh, Catherine Winnick, because she's already trained physically. She's done all of her own stunts in Vikings. She's trained in the martial arts. Like she is a complete badass, and she looks just like her. And it would have been perfect because you would have gotten the whole package. But oh well. Oh well.
And Lethal is plugging his Discord, so if any of you want to join Discord, there's a link.
Join Discord. Join Lethal on Discord. He's there all the time.
And she looks white to me, huh? Okay, yeah. But that's like primarily what I wanted to talk about because I wasn't planning a long stream. I was just I saw those articles and I thought, well, I think they deserve to be talked about. I didn't know if I should wait until Tuesday to do a video on them. But anyway, any final thoughts on any of the articles that I shared before we start wrapping up this stream?
Galford's dog says he prefers Samara Weaving actually Samara Weaving would be a really good Black Canary. I like her the more I see of her. I do. I really do.
You know, Jesus. I don't know people's names. Let me look her up.
The last movie she did was called Ready or Not, where it was like a deadly. She gets married and she has to play tag, and they're like, the movie actually was really good. For anybody who didn't,
I highlighted your comment, Lethal.
Oh my God, Lethal!
I did. I said
dramatic.
Such a dork.
She would, I can see her playing Harley Quinn.
Yeah,
but at the same time, she looks almost identical. She looks a lot like Margot Robbie.
Yeah, they do look. They could be related.
They look very similar. So
I see her more as Harley Quinn than Black Canary. If I'm thinking of the correct actress, I think she'd be Harley.
She would make a better Harley Quinn. I can see her as playing Harley Quinn. Yeah.
So, but well, we're at an hour, almost an hour and 20 minutes. I only planned for an hour, so I want to thank my lovely guests for showing up, including Stieg, who offered to come on last minute because he was said he hadn't been on my channel for a while, and I invited him on. So we'll start with you, the Norwegian Viking Jedi. Let everybody know where they can find you and all about your little channel.
Yes, little channel with a lot of nonsense on it. Just, that I just created because of peer pressure, really. Not a YouTuber. I just like talking to nerds, and sometimes that happens on YouTube. And I hope I made sense.
Oh yeah, you did.
You did.
I enjoy your takes on things. Even just coming as a novice on certain topics, you give a new perspective that some of us who are
you
more
don't have to be so descriptive.
But us the more rabid fans might not see a different perspective that we might not see looking at from our point of view.
Yeah, it's good to have a third party that doesn't know anything about this stuff.
They're ganging up on me now. No channel, novice, don't know much about anything.
Hey, I don't know much about anything either.
There you go, Stig. You have company there. But so, and now next, Steph, let everybody know where they can find you, all about your channel and everything.
My name is Stephanie, and this is My Nerdy Home. You can find me at My Nerdy Home here on YouTube, as well as Instagram and Twitter. You can also find me on the Drunk 3PO channel. I'll be creating a lot more content on his channel while he is traveling. But on my channel, I cover mainly Star Wars, DC, some Marvel, because I'm not too big into Marvel, but I will cover some Marvel. I also cover movie news and kind of spoilers behind the scenes while movies are filming. So if you're interested in any of that, come check out my channel. And I'm also covering The Walking Dead because it did restart. And yeah, I freaking still watch The Walking Dead and I still love it.
I admire your dedication. Really
That's
do.
why I stopped. I stopped.
Everybody stopped during All Out War, and I totally get it. All Out War dragged so hard, and it was so fucking boring. But they have a new showrunner, Angela Kang, and she is doing amazing. Even though Rick is gone, his final episode was just bomb. I absolutely loved how they sent him off. He is getting his own movie, so we're going to be seeing that in the future. And they're doing what?
Did they bring Carl back to life?
No, they didn't bring Carl back to life. And what they're doing with the Whisperer War right now is just fantastic. I mean, it's amazing. I really do love it. I love The Walking Dead. So I made it through All Out War, and I'm sticking with the show, especially now that they have that new showrunner. She is fantastic. I love what she's doing. So yeah.
Maybe at some point I'll play catch up, but it got to a point where I was like, I'm just.
I don't think you even need to play catch up. Just start at, I don't know what season are we in? 10? I don't remember. Start at like the last season. This past, not the season before this one.
To sum up, Negan's a jerk. Carl is dead. Rick left for some weird reason and abandoned his kids, even though and they're the Whisperers.
Rick didn't leave and abandon his kids. He didn't.
No, he was injured and they took him in the helicopter to another place.
Well, I knew about Carl.
He didn't leave voluntarily and abandon his kids. The way he went out was beautiful. I really liked the way he went out, and the fact that they didn't kill him off was also good, because it's not like a slap in the face, kind of like when the previous showrunner killed Carl just for the sake of shock.
Yeah, that was when they lost him there, and then once Rick left, I was like, yeah, you don't deserve my watch time anymore because you killed Carl for no reason. And this is why Andy left, and you don't deserve it. You don't deserve it.
Yeah. Yeah, I dipped out. I can't remember when I dipped out, actually. It was kind of during All War, but it was basically because it just seemed like most episodes were filler. And I was like,
a lot of the episodes were filler. Yeah, especially during All Out War, because oh fuck, what is his name? Oh my god. Negan, because of Negan, the actor that plays Negan.
Morgan, yeah.
Morgan, yeah. They couldn't afford to pay him to be in every single episode, so they had to kind of have another character that was kind of like Negan, but a little bit worse. And they really just dragged that plot line just completely. Oh my gosh, they really just completely dragged that story on for a long time. They should have just hurried up and, dip past it. Just hurry up and dip past it. I saw he dipped out when Glenn was under the garbage dumpster. A lot of people did. That's Scott Gimple. He did a lot of things. He was the showrunner before Angela Kang. He did a lot of things on the show that was purely just for shock value. It was just nothing but shock value. And, the actors didn't like it. The people watched, the fans didn't like it. So they ended up moving him to Fear the Walking Dead. And from what I'm hearing, that show is still suffering, even though he's still there. But the show now under, Angela Kang, it's really come back. It feels true to The Walking Dead. They fucking finally ran out of gas, right? So now everyone is on horseback. There's except for Daryl. Every once in a while you'll see him riding his bike, but it's very few and far between scenes. Like, you won't see him riding it all the time. Like, we would see everybody in fucking cars and on motorcycles and stuff. People are on horseback, they're walking. So, it's very true to the comics. It's like, from panel to screen, it's really good now. What else? They have improved Negan's character. They started improving him with Carl, and now that they have Judith and she's a lot older, they've improved him even more. So you're kind of rooting for him. You kind of feel sorry for him. You feel bad for him now. So they've really improved his character, and just the way Jeffrey Dean Morgan is playing him now, he's not so much an asshole. He kind of does little digs every now and then. You'll see like Negan come out, but just the way he's playing him now, it's so good. He's doing so well in that role. Finally, they're not focusing on all of the fucking communities like they did. Fucking Oceanside is gone. We hardly ever see them. The kingdom is gone. The kingdom is not there. They've kind of put everybody together. So there's not like so much, fast time traveling between like all of these different communities. And it's crazy. What is it? The sanctuary is gone. So, it's very much at the core about our main characters now. And that's what I'm just loving it now. So
I feel like
Okay.
it used to be. 'Cause
I might start from like last season and maybe catch up a little bit. Once
yeah,
someone-
I would start there. It's just really good. I mean, there's going to be characters you're not going to recognize, but if you haven't stuck with it, but I mean, you'll catch up to really quickly. And the fact that the only thing that really pissed me off so far this season, was that Carl died to save the doctor guy. That's when he got, if you haven't seen it, I'm sorry, chat. I'm about to spoil shit out of it if you're still interested in the fucking Walking Dead, but I am. The only thing that I don't like is that, Carl died to save the new character, the doctor character, and now they actually did something with his character that I fucking hate it because, I just hate it. I hate what they did to his character because he was actually really, really good, and I thought they were going to go someplace different with his character, but they totally didn't.
Which character? I'm sorry, you cut out on me. Which one?
Fuck, what is his name? Fucking not good at names. Hang on.
See, it's such a shame that Angela Kane didn't take over before they botched it with Carl and Rick and all that, because I just, oh my God, I can't. I'm so bitter about it still. I'm glad.
I mean, it's easy to stay. It's easy to stay there, but like I've continued. I've continued with the show, just sort of push through, and you get over things pretty. I get over things pretty quickly, so I'm just like, whatever. I'll just stick with it. I'm trying to find his name because I just when I'm on the spot, it won't come. It won't come quick enough.
Is he an older character?
No, he's new.
Oh, he's a newer one. Oh.
Hang on, I have to find him. Sadiq. Thank you, Sadiq.
Oh, Sadiq. Okay.
Sadiq.
Yeah.
Thank you. I couldn't fucking think of his name. Yeah, I thought that they were going somewhere different with Sadiq's character, but they didn't. They went a different way. But it did serve the story. Don't get me wrong. It served the story, but I don't like what they did with it. I just don't like what they did with it. And I think that I'm trying to think of my favorite character on The Walking Dead is Aaron. I hope that he gets a lot more screen time because he looks like comic book Rick. I mean, that is just comic book Rick right there.
I did like Aaron's character when they introduced him.
I did too. I like him a lot. And the actor is awesome.
Yeah, and he does all those impressions, and I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, he was in Infinity War. He played
Red Skull.
Red Skull. Thank you. Yes, he played Red Skull in Infinity War.
Yep.
Because he can do all those impressions, and it's really
and
cool.
He nailed it too. He sounded just like him. His name is But yeah.
When they I was pissed when they killed Chandler Riggs, when they killed Coral.
Oh, it was
really upset. That was purely for fucking shock value. I'm sorry if I'm cussing too much, but that was purely for shock value. That's just the way Scott Gimple does. That's how he do. He does shit for shock value for the sake of shock value. That's why he teased Glenn's death, and then it didn't even make sense to tease his death because then he's just gonna kill him later on. That's how he works. It's just really weird. It doesn't serve any purpose but for shock value. That's it. There's no story purpose. It doesn't serve the story. It's just simply for shock value. And it's
Carl should be running things right now and training his sister. And I can't even deal. And I knew Andy, once the truth came out that they didn't tell Chandler and he was blindsided by it because we all fans were like, oh, it's got to be because he's going to college. We get it. We get it.
No, he had just bought a home. He bought a house.
No, he got completely blindsided. And as soon as that information came out, I said to my dad, I was like, Andrew Lincoln's going to leave the show now. Watch. He was like, no, he won't do that. I'm like, I'm telling you right now, they screwed this kid. He's like his own son. He's going to leave. And sure as shit, not even 4 months later at Comic-Con, he was like, I'm out. This is my last season.
Yeah.
And I was like, I knew it. I freaking knew it. And now you've lost 2 amazing characters that everybody really watches the show for. Let's be honest. Okay. For these 2. And you've just completely cut your fan base in half. Well, freaking done. Good job. And they're like, well, we're going to make Daryl the lead. I love Norman Reedus. I absolutely adore Norman Reedus. He is not a leader. He cannot carry a show on his own. He can't carry a movie on his own. He can't do it. He's just not that kind of an actor. You're an idiot.
He's actually doing really well now. He's
amazing. I love him.
He's stepped up his acting game as far as The Walking Dead goes. He's doing really well leading. I think that as far as the show now, he's the de facto leader of the group, and he's doing an excellent job. But at its core, it has definitely become more of an ensemble show. They're relying on everybody's performance now. But Norman Reedus is kicking fucking ass. He's kicking ass as the de facto leader now that Rick is gone. And everybody has kind of stepped up their game now, really, on the show. So especially Michonne, she has really stepped up her game. But she's going to be leaving here in a little bit to go and do the Rick movie. And I think she'll be coming back. And now and then Maggie's coming back. Now that Michonne is leaving, Maggie is coming back because Michonne has to leave to go do the Rick movie. So Maggie's coming back. So we're going to have, they're kind of just swapping people out. But Norman Reedus he just completely stepped up. Everybody really stepped up their game after Andrew Lincoln left. Especially Melissa McBride as Carol. Oh my gosh, she is just amazing now. This last episode gave me anxiety. She was so good. Her character. She's kind of on this downward spiral right now, but she is. Her character is just amazing. She has really stepped up her game. But yeah, I think Chandler Riggs bought a house, and then they just completely told him just out of the blue, you're leaving. And then Andrew Lincoln has come out, and yeah, it's possible that he did do it for Chandler Riggs, but there's also there's so much. What's the word I'm looking for? There's so much loyalty that you can have with one person. However, leaving an entire group of people for just one person, it doesn't really make too much sense to me, because that's like their family. From what he's told a lot of people, he said it was easier to film The Walking Dead when his own children in the UK were small, but now that they're getting older, he kind of wants to be with them as they're older. He's still made some appearances on Norman Reedus's show when he went to England. So he's made appearances here and there. He still talks to everybody, but he is committed to doing the Rick movie. But I think they're filming over where he lives. So he wants to be closer to his kids now that they're getting older, because he said it's just harder for him to leave them for months on end to film. And then
the whole time. Yeah, he's been saying that.
So I'm sure he was really upset that Carl died, but to leave, the cast just up and dry without him because of one character, or because of one kid, it's kind of there has to be more than that.
No, and he's been saying that it was hard for him to leave his kids for years. I'm not saying that wasn't the reason. I never said that. So, but it did have something to do with it. The whole thing had everything to do with it. And he finally was just like, I'm done. And these are my kids, and I want to be over them because they live in London, and that's that.
One thing, basically, is probably he was probably thinking about doing it, and then what happened to Chandler Riggs was just basically the final nail coffin.
Yeah, it was probably the catalyst, maybe. Yeah. And now that he was able to leave the show, but
because they literally
that Scott Gimple actually wrote the episode the Rick episode, his final episode, and it was beautiful. It was amazing, and I was like, why couldn't he keep that up as a showrunner? Because as a showrunner, he was just really bad. But he wrote the Rick episode, and it was so good. But yeah, I was just like, why couldn't he just done that as a showrunner? Kept up that kind of energy. But whatever. Walking Dead is good now, and I'm gonna cover it on my fucking channel. That's all I'm saying.
Okay, all right. 10-minute discussion to plug your channel.
What happened?
If you like The Walking Dead, still check out. If you like The Walking Dead, still check out Steph's channel. She's covering that. So, Tuggs, let everybody know where they can find you. Tuggs?
Sorry, I'm here.
Okay. Well, everybody knows
I know that Tug Life. I'm on Twitter. It's 2 G's. That's it.
I like short and sweet, like Stieg.
I don't have a spiel. Sorry, I don't like to talk about myself, so I'm on Twitter.
Oh, it's understandable. But anyway, we're like an hour and 35 minutes. Awesome Walking Dead discussion that I did not plan at all.
I went off on a tangent there.
But thank you all for showing up on a Sunday. I really appreciate it. This was like a last minute thoughts on my mind. I asked Steph and I asked Tuggs, and then Stieg got offered to come on. So thank you all for coming. Everyone in the chat, thank you for showing up. Thank you all to my wonderful panel. And I will catch you all when I do my video. Well, it'll be uploaded Tuesday. I'll film it most likely Monday and upload it Tuesday. But don't know the topic. Don't ask me about that. I do not plan these things until I'm ready to film. So anyway, say good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night, people.
And